Sairam everyone, and welcome back to our history class. So today we will be continuing our lesson, that is chapter 3, Nazism and the rise of Hitler. Before moving further, let us see what we have learned in the last class. A small recap. We saw situation that prevailed in Germany after the Second World War. That was after 1945. I did tell you story of Helmut. What did this story tell us? It told us about the situation in Germany. People were scared. They were scared that what they did with others, same thing will happen with them. That is, the Allies who defeated the Germany will do the same thing with the Germans. This was the fear, right? We also studied that German lost against the Allied power in the Second World War. We saw that, and that's the reason Germany has to face many problems. People were scared. Who are these Allied powers? It included, there were many countries who supported this Allied power, but the main countries were UK, Russia, USA, and France. Axis power comprised of Germany, Italy, and Japan. They were called as Axis power. Children, we saw Germany surrendered to the Allies. And after the Second World War, International Military Tribunal was set up. Why it was set up? To punish those war criminals. We also saw that this military tribunal, which was set up after the Second World War, prosecuted only 11 Nazis. Why so? Were only 11 Nazis responsible for all the crimes that took place in Germany? Thousands of them were killed. They were killed by gassing them. Gypsies, Jews, Polish, even the disabled, they were killed. Only 11 Nazis were responsible? No. Many were responsible. But only 11 were killed. Many were imprisoned for long life, for lifetime. Why did they do so? They did so. This military tribunal, they didn't want it to be harsh with the defeated Germans like they were after the First World War. This means that after the First World War, Germany was punished, harshly punished by the Allied power. What exactly happened? What was the punishment? Let's see that. As we continue with our lesson, we will continue and we can answer all these questions. So let's begin with our new topic, that is the birth of Weimar Republic. Children, we saw what happened in Germany after the Second World War. Now let us see what happened in Weimar Republic after the First World War. This all is connected. Okay. Now, in the early 20th century, in the early years of 20th century, Germany was a powerful empire. Germany was involved in the First World War. First World War started in the year 1914 and it ended in the year 1918. Germany supported the Austrian Empire and they were against the Allies. Children, can you see this flag of three countries? They are the Axis power. This Axis power was called as Central Power during the First World War. And which countries were called as the Central Power? Germany was there, Austria-Hungary and Ottoman Turkey were called as Central Power. Whereas, see on your monitor, Russia and USA, England and France, they formed the Allied power. Actually, USA joined this Allied power in the year 1917. And after that, things began to change. Allied power became powerful and defeat of the Central Power was possible. Initially, when the war started, Germany was powerful and they took over France and many other countries. Okay, but later on when US joined in the year 1917, it was possible to defeat the Central Power countries. And important thing what I wanted to tell you is this Allied power, the countries of the Allied power were democratic, whereas the Central Power were ruled by the monarchs. They were the empires. They were not democratic. It was Germany, Hungary and Austria, Ottoman, Turkey. They were the empires ruled by the monarchy. All joined the war because they hoped that from this, their victory, they thought that from their victory, they would gain quickly. So many European countries were involved in the war. But this war stretched on and it drained all resources from Europe. Initially, as I told you, Germany made gains by occupying France and Belgium. But Allies became stronger when USA joined the war. That was in the year 1917. They defeated the Germany and the Central Power in the month of November 1918. This imperial power, just look at your monitor, children. Here I put some clips of the First World War. Now, children, the imperial power was defeated. As I told you, the Central Power were ruled by the monarchs. Now, this Germany was defeated. It was under the monarchy. Now the emperor abdicated his throne. This resulted in the end of monarchy. That was the end of monarchy in Germany, and it gave way to parliamentary parties. This changed the German politics. These parties, they met at a place called Weimar, and there they formed a national assembly, and this national assembly was called Weimar Republic. Weimar Republic was formed after the First World War. Don't forget this. It was after the monarch left his throne. This Weimar Republic, it established a democratic constitution with a federal structure. Deputies were now elected to the German Reichstag. What is a Reichstag? Actually, it is a German parliament. German parliament is called as Reichstag. Like we have Duma. Duma was a Russian parliament. Okay. Now, elections were held on the basis of equality and universal votes right. Everyone were given opportunity to cast their vote. All adults, including women, all adults casted their votes. Even women were allowed to cast their votes. Can you see on your monitor? That is the Reichstag, the German parliament. So, now the Germans, now Weimar Republic was formed, but the Germans, they did not receive or they did not accept this republic government. This was because the people of Germany, they were forced to accept the terms after their defeat in the First World War by the Allied power. They were forced to sign the Treaty of Versailles. You know what is Versailles? Do you remember? We have studied this in French Revolution. It is a place in France. France belonged to Allied power. So this treaty was signed in the place called Versailles. So this treaty is called as Treaty of Versailles. And this treaty was signed by the central power with the Allied power. And this treaty, it was this treaty which was very harsh, very humiliating. Children, I'll tell you why it was harsh and humiliating. Look at this. According to this treaty, Germany lost. First, did you see the images? Yeah, did you see the images? Yeah. Now I'll continue. According to this peace treaty, Germany lost its overseas colonies. Even Germany had colonies, like British had colonies. India was one of the colony of the British. Same way, even the Germans had colonies. And all these colonies, they have to give away. They lost these colonies. And 1/10 of its population, 13% of its territory, 75% of its iron, and 26% of its coal to France, Poland, and Lithuania. They have to give away all this. This was the Treaty of Versailles. You see what must be the condition, economic condition of Germany, they went into economic crisis. It was very humiliating. They lost the World War, they lost the war, and also they were held responsible for the war, and were forced to sign this treaty. And according to this treaty, they have to give away many of their territories, and also they ran into economic crisis. Okay, this is the German map of Germany. Okay, the red shaded area, can you see over here? The red shaded area was demilitarized. Okay, the yellow shaded areas over here, yeah, yes, here, it was lost by the German. And the purple shaded area, yes, they wanted to be with the Germany. Okay, just now we saw the map. We saw that Germany was demilitarized by the Allied power. That is, all the military forces were removed. This was to make Germany weak, powerless, or to weaken their power. And this was done by the Allied. Germany was held responsible for the war by the War Guild Clause. That is, they were held responsible for all the damages, for all the destruction that was suffered by the Allied countries. Germany had to pay 6 billions as compensation. See, already they were into crisis, already their territories were taken away, coal, iron, everything they lost, and to add fuel to fire, they have to pay 6 billions as war compensation. They were forced to do that. Germany was forced to pay this amount. Rhineland, the land, the area, the place just now I showed you in the map, which was demilitarized. Rhineland, that was the Rhineland, which was very rich in resources, and this Rhineland was occupied by the Allied armies. That was till 1920s. Many Germans, they held this newly formed Weimar Republic responsible for their defeat in the First World War, and also they thought this Weimar Republic as responsible for the disgraced Treaty of Versailles. That's the reason they did not accept this Weimar Republic. Children, I'll stop over here. We will continue our lesson in the next class. We will see what was the effect of the First World War. So see you in the next class. Till then, take care. Thank you.